Steve, you gonna join us? I think I hear him. You hear Steve? Steve? All right, are you coming? Not in a hurry. Getting the horses to the gate this morning was not easy. T-Rex, oh, guess it's my own fault. I'm the one that said Sunday is not in a hurry day. Steve's certainly taking that to heart. 84 degrees at 10:20 on August 4th. It is warm, it is sticky, and we're out the door pretty late. A lot of sleep last night. Some nights you need a lot of sleep, and the regulars know Sunday is the TK not in a hurry day. Well, that Federale just made it through the through the no wake zone, putting the pedal to the metal a little, clearing the path for CM 1105 coming through the Four River Channel with heavy equipment. We've got layers today. Layers, Jerry. Layers. The lower cloud, it's kind of a stratocumulus or a cumulus fractus. And then you have the mid-level cloud, that's your altocumulus. Then you have your high-level cloud, condensation trails, and some cirrus in there. Little anthropogenic weather. And this morning, for a change, we do not have a mesoscale convective system upstream coming at us with severe weather. The satellite image says, no, we've got a front stalled from south central Maine into central New York with towering cumulonimbus erupting here this morning with heavy downpours and thunderstorms in the forecast again today. A little less organized than the ones that came through the last couple days. Connecticut hardest hit in the last 2 days. We'll look at the rainfall from yesterday in Connecticut, southwestern Connecticut, 1 to 3 inches, and there were reports of damaging winds and some hail. The heavy rain, and then kind of faded, but then came back down heavy again near Moosup, Connecticut. Came in with more than 1.5 inches of rain. Nothing happened at my house that I know of here in Weymouth. And then in Westbrook, Maine, in Portland this morning, before the sun even, by 8 a.m. anyway, there was already more than 3 inches, and there was a flash flood warning in Westbrook, Maine, north of Portland this morning. And also in Huntington, Vermont, we had, I can't remember, over 1.5 inches of rain. So these kind of rainfall amounts are going to happen again today and tomorrow and Tuesday. Maybe we get a little break on Wednesday and Thursday. So we're not even talking about potential tropical Cyclone Debby yet. Even without a Debby, this is going to be a rough week for rains and flooding. Now you're on vacation, there's going to be plenty of time when it's just like this, where it's not raining or anything. Cape Cod yesterday, very windy with that wave going across central New England, that mesoscale convective system. I think less windy today, so you're not going to get sand blasted at the beaches today, I don't think. And it is sunscreen weather. Remember yesterday morning we started off in the dense cloud in Cape Cod and it burned right off. And where it's raining now, it's probably going to let up a bit, but there's going to be more rain in the forecast. So why don't we just really have to do this weather lately in 6 to 12 or 18-hour increments because of the uncertainty in the placement of any real heavy rain and any tropical storms. It's a different story in Florida. I guess I'll just show you quickly the satellite imagery in Florida also. As Debbie ramps up, it's looking pretty organized this morning, so it probably turns into a hurricane into the Big Bend of Florida. Is that what they call that? In the northeast Gulf of Mexico. So the very first run of the Euro actually had it in there. It had it in there from about 10 days ago. It would have had it already in there and going off North Carolina tonight and tomorrow. So none of the models were actually right on that, but as it gets closer, you get more accurate. Nature break, call this an intermission. That's a bumblebee on a basil right there. Focus, press that button to focus. The animals so far are letting me have tomatoes. Thank you for that. And this weed is so pretty, I leave it kind of in there. That's the glory. I'll call that one a morning glory. And yeah, thank you for all the intel on the hibiscus. Talk more about that in a second. Back to the forecast. Let's go to the HRRR for the timing of showers and thunderstorms today. Along that front we just mentioned, showers and thunderstorms, looks like almost a line of storms forming between 2 and 3 o'clock from southern Vermont to southern Maine, pressing south through southeastern New Hampshire into northern Massachusetts, right over my head at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock tonight. That could be a squall line, so it could be a busy afternoon with me not in a hurry but making time lapse, occupying my day. And then that fades a little bit, and those thunderstorms could cause damage and produce 1 to 3 inches of rain, very short time, localized flash flooding. And then tonight, it kind of decays. And then tomorrow, we're doing it again with another line of showers and thunderstorms. I can't remember the exact placement, and you should not either. I think today and tomorrow, the south coast of New England has the least amount of rain. So Connecticut to Cape Cod, which later in the week doesn't look good at all, is the best for now. And then this, I got the 12Z run because I slept late, and it goes all the way out to Tuesday morning, and another line of showers and thunderstorms there on Tuesday. So no end in sight to this. And if I show the QPF for the next 48 hours, you can see those stripes going across. Looks heaviest from Vermont to Maine, then another one right across the Massachusetts Turnpike, but note nothing from Connecticut to Cape Cod. So that's just the next couple of days. And then these fronts do gradually push south. Let's go to the Weather Prediction Center graphic for tomorrow evening. You see the front is still in northern New England. And there is going to be a nice, cool, dry, high-pressure system coming across the Great Lakes in Ontario. And that's going to be kind of a problem, even though it's going to bring really nice weather to Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Hold on there. Hold on. There goes Steve. We can't be losing you. I don't feel like going on. Come on, this way. You come, Steve. Very good. This is intermission number 2. And Don, thank you for commenting on the audio. Is weak, even though I've been spending hundreds of dollars trying to improve it. I now have a noise-canceling lavalier that I wear during the out the door, which I don't wear in the end more, and I don't know what else I can do. So, I'm not Hollywood. I don't have a budget. What's that say? That thing says it's already 92 degrees in the sun right here. And all those rainstorms we had over the last 2 days, all completely missed. All right, intermission number 2 is over. Let's go to the upper level flow. I haven't shown the jet stream in a while. And what has to happen to get a hurricane to move north, usually it just meanders from Africa through the Caribbean, kind of following the trade winds, the easterlies, and then eventually kind of lifts to the north and gets picked up by the westerlies with a trough somewhere and some ridging to its east, but that's not really happening. So if you follow the first the jet stream across New England really tightens up tomorrow, best threat for severe storms because of the amount of flow aloft. But note, there's nothing picking up Debby. That's that cutoff low to the south over Georgia into South Carolina. It's got its own steering flow. It's just meandering. Terrible news for heavy rain across the southeastern United States. And also, when is it going to be picked up by the westerlies and brought in the direction of New England, not saying right to New England? People beeping, seeing me recording from the road. I don't know how they do that. Or somebody else. It's not all about you, Tim. Sorry, I just interrupted that jet stream. I was interrupted. Here it comes again, the jet stream. Note that there's a lot of pulsing coming across the Great Lakes. And Debby is still kind of in its own world, kind of weakening at upper levels, and then kind of gets swept away next Friday night and Saturday, and then out. And then another trough in the jet stream comes in here with more rain in 8 days, next Monday. Now you want to see that in graphical representation, or do you want to go right to tropical tidbits? I go to tropical tidbits more than I go to the National Hurricane Center because of what we have here. And the GEFS, Global Ensemble, that's the GFS. I threw this in the trash. It was such a bad run last night. Didn't make any sense. Didn't match up with itself. So I put the GFS in the trash. And then here are the other hurricane guidance products. This is the one I'm going with. Thank you, Levi Cowan, for supplying this stuff. And you can see that the operationals from the different models kind of, some of them just have it completely dissipating as it moves over land for a couple days, South Carolina, North Carolina, and then a couple of the models keep it kind of almost looking tropical and intensifying as it goes south of New England next Friday into Saturday. So now let's go to the operational Euro, the one we look at every single day. And it's hard to see what's going on here because there's no H's or no L's. Just trust me, there are two fronts right over us. And the green and the yellow and the red, those are the showers and thunderstorms moving pretty much west to east. And then you see the lines there that say 558, 564, 570, 576. That's the thickness gradient. Cool air coming into southeastern Canada and warm to hot air to the south of New England. And then if we stop it, there's an H that pops on there on Thursday, and that's what, about 1021. That's a cool high pressure system over New England on Thursday. Heavy rains off to our south with the interaction of the tropical storm moisture running into the cold air in place. So this is called overrunning rain, and sometimes when these hurricanes miss, this is what we get our worst rain and flooding from, like I talked about with Ophelia back in 2005. And the storm is off to the south. I can't remember the central pressure on it. But then if we put this back into motion, you can see the storm is deepening a little bit and then racing east and just clipping southeastern New England with the heavy rain, and probably the wind stays offshore. I want to stop it again at 18Z on Saturday. That would be 2 p.m. Saturday. And you can see the storm southeast of Nantucket and that heavy rain and maybe some tropical storm force winds pretty close to Cape Cod and the islands, if this verifies. And then after 18Z, there's no more precipitation left. So that if the Euro is right, and I'm hoping it is, this worst of this storm is going to come through here Friday night, racing by, and not a huge problem for New England, although the rain, because of all this week and from that system, is going to be a problem. Push that forward and out. Saturday afternoon, no rain. Saturday night, no rain. Sunday next week, no rain. Hoping this is accurate because this is probably a pretty good case scenario out of all the options. And then Monday, rain again. So if you add up all this rain in the forecast from the Euro over the next 10 days, obviously the worst is in the west coast of Florida today, but at least it's a little more progressive today. But then the storm just kind of stalls and does a little loop right near the coast of Georgia, South Carolina, Savannah, Georgia. Jim Cantori says it looks like more than 20 inches of rain for Savannah. And then it kind of loops again as it moves across North Carolina. Remember, these slow-moving tropical systems do not usually hit New England, especially as hurricanes. And I think that is the case here, but the rain is a different story. Here comes the rain up into, well, we've already had several inches of rain before that even happens. Then looks like Friday into early Saturday, and that colors our south coast almost up to Boston in the yellow and the gold. And yellow and the gold is 5 to 10 inches of rain all together this week, and then that actually does still include just after that on next Monday. And I did look at the GFS, and the GFS had the heaviest rain actually across Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, because the GFS kept the storm inland as a remnant low coming through here. But that is inconsistent with all the other runs and inconsistent with the guidance and the pattern, so that's why I threw the GFS in the trash. All right, here we are at 13 minutes again. A lot of comments yesterday on the Rose of Sharon. Okay, I get it. Hibiscus, a hardy hibiscus that grows into a tree, is called the Rose of Sharon from Syrian ancient gardens, Sharon Avalthea. I didn't get quite what that is, but I also had disco bell hibiscus in my garden, and so yesterday was hibiscus centric. Thank you for all the answers and the comments, and Glenn with the I'm not the only one that grows oregano, and Jeff was kind of offended that you called him an old man, but Jeff and I are the same age, and I'm assuming you are, and we are old men. I mean, remember when we were in our teens and 20s and we thought 60 was old? Jeff, it's the truth. We are wizened gardeners. And today's curious question of the day is going to be, what is the difference between a rhinovirus and a coronavirus? Because I had a mad sore throat last night, and I had to take some nighttime fever medicine, and I think that's why I slept until 9:30, which is what the body needs. If you're sick, you definitely want sleep and fluids. So I either have a rhinovirus, common cold, or a coronavirus, common COVID. Do you even want to know whether you have a common cold or COVID? All right, stay away from TK. All he does is talk, 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 talk. Here's the and more yesterday with the hibiscus, working outdoors, and going to Mayflower Beach where it was just as crowded at 7 p.m. as it was during the day. And coming home, I don't think I made any more videos, so just watch the time lapse from yesterday, which I haven't even looked at yesterday. Talk to you tomorrow. Try to take your time and not be in a hurry on your Sunday. See you on a Monday. Remember, 12-hour increments in the forecast. A couple more things I neglected to mention in our Not in a Hurry Sunday. I forgot. I want to talk about the convection. 2 days in a row, southern New Hampshire. Thank you, Tom. Yesterday you picked up 1.7. Thank you for the comment. And then this morning, another inch or two, getting the 2-day total there on the border, southeastern New Hampshire and Maine, from 3 to 4+ inches of rain. And also, shout out to the under 16 league.
What's up, Tim Kelly? I'm Drew Richards, and this is Lincoln Stanford, and we're 4-0 in this tournament in Rhode Island, and we need all the support we can get at University of Rhode Island. Be there, 9 or 12, we'll see. Make the trip.
You go, yes. Dugout dogs. Drew, you got to talk slower. Drew and Lincoln in the finals this morning at the University of Rhode Island. It's legal and it's legit. Good luck in that tournament. All right, now from yesterday's and more. 11 o'clock on Cape Cod on a Saturday, August 3rd. The sun is now out. It just burned through the cloud. The dew point's still in the upper 70s, but now the temperature's in the 80s. And all you had to do is Google it. Hibiscus and Rose of Sharon are one and the same. This is called a disco bell hibiscus. I love these ones. They don't last that long, but look at the size of that thing. Yep, all you had to do was Google it, Tim. All these years. What's the difference between Rose of Sharon and hibiscus? Nothing. They're from Syria, long, long, long ago. Really helping. Wow. This thing, the childhood thermometer says 90. It's probably a little biased with the heat back there, but it's in the shade. It's the north side of the house.
It is in the shade. That's why you got to wonder about that.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And over there, that one says like 86 or so. Sky is blue and there's a great breeze. We got that going for us out this door. Survived another Saturday afternoon at the Dennis Transfer Station over the famous solar farm. We've got some convection, but nothing really lighting up in eastern Massachusetts. We had some go off the North Shore a short time ago in New Hampshire, but another round headed right for Connecticut, the same area as yesterday. We'll be watching. All the beaches in the world. Why is this one the most popular? I don't know. When we were kids, it was just a regular beach. Are they actually going to pay $30? It's 22 minutes until the tenants go home. First aerial umbrella captured by somebody way upstream, downstream. Dad takes care of it. Yeah, so I think the umbrella started there with the green and red chair. They just went down to the beach, and now the umbrella is on the ground over there. The person that picked it up has no idea where it came from. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 5 o'clock on Mayflower Beach. And there's one of those flying advertisements. It says, real iced tea, real vodka. And that plane is moving ground speed of about 10 miles an hour into about a 30 to 40 mile an hour headwind. At least that's how it looks from here. 6 o'clock, Lot D. Lot D is full. Lot C is full, Lot A is full, and everyone's going in circles trying to find a parking spot.
This lady's waiting for you to leave, like at that Christmas time.
It's all right. There are a lot more beaches in Dennis than this, people. You ever heard of Corporation or Chapin? Go to Brewster. Wow. No, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. Just go spend some money at Sundance before we leave, all right? Thanks. Meantime, these are those hydrangea that were so pretty a couple weeks ago. Still pretty good. Gotta water them a lot. What about that Chase and Merchant vehicle? Can we just move that and park there?
Sure, why not?
Maybe Juno will let us park at his house. Forget about it. That's what he says on his. Anyhow, it's Saturday. Everyone else is going to Chapin's. We're going to the Elliott Lounge. Meet Bill Lee. Huh, that's an inside joke. Get it? Greg Nettles is going to the World Series. I'm going to the Elliott Lounge. Now, what's going to go in there, Kevin? What can possibly fit in there?
There's Forbes down there. Maybe it's the septic.
Yeah, I know about the lights, but the one that says 91, that's the one I'm talking about. At 6 o'clock on Cape Cod. What kind of flowers are those?
It's like massive.
Hibiscus. It's a hibiscus fever around here. Nice tomatoes too. Departing Bass River, heading back to the Fore River. As long as there's a river, right? Very windy on Cape Cod today. Rain free, but we saw the storms going by to the north or west. That one's over, I think, Providence, Rhode Island right now, blocking our sunset. So the worst of the weather, it looks like it missed to the south of yesterday's worst weather. There's Fallon's Pond, Bass River Beauty. The sun's going down too early. It's not even 8 o'clock yet. So 85 to 90 today with a dew point of 75 to 80. One of the hottest days of the season. Again, play us out, Captain Spacetime. Time lapse from Weymouth. Thanks for all the comments. Even calling us old dudes. We can deal. Talk to you later.